All right. Very excited about the win. Obviously, the weather, have no control over it. Kind of an ugly deal there. But I'm really excited how our guys responded in the second half. I thought we had a great first quarter, very average second quarter. Give a lot of credit to Kenny and his staff. They did a great job making some adjustments in the second quarter. And then really liked our third quarter. I think our guys answered the call pretty well there. And then obviously in the fourth quarter, handed them 7 points. You know, we've done that 2 years in a row. We've just literally given them touchdowns, and I think that made the game close there. Fayetteville State fought hard the whole time. And, you know, our guys, again, excited how they responded, excited what they were able to do. Just a little disappointed in that fumble there late that got Fayetteville State back in the game. Other than that, I'll answer some questions.
Coach, to start the third quarter, Charles had 4 straight completions. Were you guys trying to reestablish his rhythm?
Yes, his rhythm was horrible in the first half. I mean, he was off. You know, the interception he threw is something that he doesn't do. That's a ball that I think he could throw in his sleep. He was incompleting passes that, you know, he routinely does. Yeah, he's a guy that's got to be crucial to what we're doing. You know, he came out. I thought he had a much better second half. I thought Fayetteville State did a good job of, you know, playing to the weather, playing to the field, playing, you know, deep balls were tough. And, you know, the ball didn't travel as well in the rain. And so they took away some things. With that being said, I think we did a good job because a lot of those plays in the second half were checks. And as you can see, we had 2 backs get close to 100 yards. I think that worked out pretty well for us.
Yeah, DeMonte Terry, he really finished off a lot of drives. Found the end zone quite a bit. Is that the kind of back you guys need him to be?
Well, yeah, we need him to be like that all the time. He knows that you know, he's 210 plus pounds. He lowers the shoulders. He's got a great chance of being a force back for us. And so, you know, I think what you see with those 2 guys is it's a pretty good combination. They had one guy out of position, and Elliott goes 69 yards. And really, that changed the complexion of the game because it happened, and boom! Now all of a sudden, we were up 3 or whatever it was. Now all of a sudden, boom! We're up 10, and okay, it's a little different game. And that's what Elliott, you know, Elliott has those capabilities. DeMonte, he needs to be getting first downs for us. He needs to be banging away. But in the open field, he's just as scary because it's tough for one guy to bring him down.
And obviously, a crucial play was about 4 minutes left. You guys would have been facing 4th down, that unsportsmanlike.
Yeah, very unfortunate for them. It really was. I know Kenny's got to be really upset at that because that is not like we played Fayetteville State 3 years in a row. That is very uncharacteristic of what they do. So I know he's got to be disappointed. I'm not going to speak for him, but you know, his teams have always been class acts, and we got a lot of respect for him. That was you know, did not expect that.
Obviously, you guys get the first win, your guys' first win of the season, 4th against them. And you guys aren't at home for a while, as Jacqueline said the other day. So this has got to feel good for momentum.
Well, it is because you know, we don't get home. I think I said, you know, it's the end of September. I mean, we got to go on the road to wing it next week, who we have had trouble with, and we've got to go up to Virginia and play a team that we know nothing about right now. But you know, we did not play as well as I think we're capable of. This was a very strange game. I've been a head coach for 15 years, been coaching about 25 years. I've never played a quarter, be up 3-0, played 8 minutes, and sat around for an hour and 30 minutes or whatever it was. And so, very strange, very bizarre. And then be able to get the ball, come right out, score. You know, I think our guys are feeling pretty good. And then, you know, I think offensively we laid an egg the rest of the second half. But 1-1 is a whole lot better than 0-2. And so we got a lot of things to work on. We got a lot of things to improve upon. We got a lot of things that we've got to clean up. But I'd much rather do it at 1-1 than 0-2.
Talk about that rain a little bit. I mean, obviously you can prepare for the rain, but the timeout, basically, you guys came and sat down. You don't really know how long you're going to sit. What do you guys what did you guys do in the locker room?
No,
what was that like?
DeMonte, what did we do? We just sat around, right, and just tried to keep guys loose, you know, for that hour. You know, I went, you know, they kept coming in and saying, hey, it's 15 more minutes, 50, you know, we're back to 30, we're back to 30. And so from a player perspective, you know, it's got to be nuts because they're trying to stay loose, they're trying to keep their legs, you know, that type of thing. But it was equal for both sides. You know, as coaches, we tried to do a little coaching and then just wait and see what happened. And then what I did is when they gave me that final 15 minutes, that's when I got into my pregame mode. But I mean, I really didn't say a whole lot until they said, hey, you're 15 minutes out. Because we knew that this could continue. So I didn't waste a lot of breath, didn't waste a lot of time. I know it was very frustrating for those guys, you know, and both sides had to put up with that. Very frustrating for both of them, but, you know, we try to prepare for everything. I don't know how you prepare for an hour delay or whatever it was. You know, I mean, and we've even scrimmaged where we practice halftime. We go in for halftime, we come back out. You know, you can't go sit around for, you know, and maybe we'll add that to the, you know, we'll add that to the repertoire now. Hey, let's go sit down for 20 minutes, or go play for 20 minutes and then sit down for an hour. But we try to prepare for everything. I don't have an answer for that one.
Did the rain and field conditions, does that change the mentality offensively, or did you guys just stick with the same game plan?
No, I told our guys I'm not going to do anything differently, and I'm looking right here, and you know, we ran the ball 43 times, we threw the ball 33 times. You know, I think last week it was flipped, but that's because we were behind. I wasn't going to change. You know, if you'd asked me what Luke's passing percentage was, I'd have told you it's probably somewhere around 50%. He's obviously under it. But with that being said, the only thing I told him on 2 of those long balls was that, you know, he's got to realize in the rain that ball's not going to travel as far, and he could have put a little more air on those things, could have thrown the ball a little more outside. But you know, with that being said, you know, I don't know that I called anything different. The fact that I was soaking wet and the ball was soaking wet. So. I mean, one thing rain does is, you know, those balls cost about $65 a piece. So we went through about 6 of them. You know, so that was about a $400 game right there. You know, and when you're on a D2 budget, that means a lot, okay? That really does. We don't have a way to replace those.
How important is it for you guys to keep, you know, Elliott and DeMonte both right at 100. How important is it to keep that consistency in the run game, to keep it balanced, like you're talking about, to go along with Luke passing the ball and keeping that throughout the year?
Well, there are 1 or 2 guys, you know, and you know, I'll let DeMonte talk about that because I mean, you know, they share reps and they know what that mix is going to be like. We feel like they both are very, very gifted, and obviously they have both. You know, they have different running styles. Okay, but we feel like they're both very gifted, and you know, I think you got a chance to see what that looks like tonight. And again, I think, and I'm looking at this, and I know DeMonte feels the same way. You know, I think we had some yards out there that we left out there. I think we missed some cuts. I think we got some opportunities. But you know, 2 weeks in a row, DeMonte's been close to 100. Elliott breaks the big one. You know, and so I think, you know, we're getting what we wanted. And those guys are doing a good job. Oh, DeMonte wants you to know that he was at 100. Yes, I got 100. Yeah. Anything else? Okay.
Thanks, Coach.
Who do you want up first? DeMonte. Okay. DeMonte Terry, welcome to the podium.
DeMonte, talk about the offensive rhythm you guys were able to establish right away in the first quarter.
I mean, we basically came out. We already have our plays that we have set that we're going to run before we even touch the field. So we basically get our first off. We just try to get the feel of how what they're going to run and how we're going to protect it and block it or whatever. Basically trying to get up a big play.
As Coach was saying, after that hour and a half delay, what was that like coming back onto the field after playing for only a couple minutes?
I mean, I feel like, we got our focus a little bit, but I mean, after John Ifford gave us a tremendous speech on halftime, it really brought us up. We went and half it down, and all he kept telling us is to keep our head up. Look, all of us go through things. Like he's going through something. I lost my uncle last week. I had to attend a funeral this week coming up. I mean, and he basically told us just to keep our heads up a little bit. We only down by 4 points. Keep grinding and pushing it, and keep close to our family. My family here kept me up throughout this whole process, through me losing my uncle this week. Rest in peace, Uncle James. And that's basically what it was.
You finished off a lot of drives, punching in the end zone. How does that feel to get the offense in that kind of mode where you guys can just march down the field and you can?
To be honest, it's not me. It's my offensive line. My offensive line gives me everything. If they give me the hole, I'm gonna take it. I mean, sometimes I don't take everything they give me, but we all know at the end of the day that me and Elliott Powell, we gonna get it. We gonna get the job done. So that's basically it.
And how important is this to get this first win of the year as you guys go on?
It's very important. That first loss hurt us real bad. At the end of the game, I was just skinning. My teeth were just skinning because of the fact we were so close of beating Winston-Salem, and I feel like we just left plays on the field. We left some plays on the field tonight. We're gonna go back in on Monday, and we're gonna look over the plays and see what we left out and correct them and try to put more points on the board for next week.
Thanks, I'm good.
Good.
Yeah, thank you.
Monte, talk a little bit more about what Coach was talking about with you and Elliott, kind of working together. How do you guys feed off each other? Going through the weekend practice and then in a game, you guys can feed off each other and the energy.
Oh, well, basically, I mean, me and Elliott rotate every series. I go in on third downs, and I tell Elliott, he motivates me, I motivate him. If I'm doing something wrong, he's gonna tell me if he's doing something wrong. I'm gonna tell him what he's doing wrong. We basically help each other out, and we know what we're both capable of doing. Elliott is more of a straight speed. I'm more of a power. I bring the power, he brings the speed. That's the rhythm that we both have. And I wouldn't see no other way. I don't complain about it or anything. I'm just blessed to be here. I'm proud to be here. I'm proud to be a Brave.
Thanks, Monte.
Thanks a lot.
Appreciate it.